I'm Tiny Pixie Day, and today we are going to be talking about the terrible Snow White movie.
No.
I just want to start off by saying I wasted my time to entertain you guys, and I didn't just waste my time, I wasted my editor's time.
Because I forced that motherfucker to watch this with me.
When I find out where you're keeping my insulin, I'm going to stuff your bones into a maraca.
Basically, I've realized that your favorite form of entertainment is my torture. And I won't lie, sitting through and watching the stupid new Snow White movie was nothing less than unbearable torture. The little Vigo technique with this fucking movie truly would make me confess to any crime, guilty or not, just to end my suffering.
Stop it, please! I beg you!
As a writer, as someone who enjoys literature and entertainment, as someone who likes Disney and princesses, and most importantly, as someone who is a woman,
Ew, dude! What the f***?
I can undoubtedly say this movie deserves to be drowned in battery acid and set on fire. As a scriptwriter taught by professional Netflix and DreamWorks writers, I knew I needed to give my opinion on this movie.
King in the castle, king in the castle.
So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and hide your blenders, because I might just throw myself into it after this.
Yes, sirree. Thought about killing myself.
So, let's get into it. The story starts when Snow White was born on a snowy white night. That's how apparently they got away with her not being German and instead just named her Snow White based off the weather. Because that makes sense. So she lived in this utopia with her mom and her dad, and everything was perfect because everyone shared everything. Because the whole theme of this movie is sharing is caring.
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing.
I didn't know that's what Snow White was about, but apparently that's what it's about. Then the mom ended up dying from a leaf.
I got some sad news. Your mama died.
Okay.
I don't know, it's not really explained. So the mom dies, and the dad is like, oh, I'm sad now. Then this beautiful foreign woman comes in, because Disney hates immigrants. So this foreign woman comes in, and she is so beautiful that for some reason, because she's so beautiful, she has magical powers. Disney, I thought we weren't going to be judging women based off their beauty in this. Wasn't that the whole point? Weird. Weird, but whatever. The king ends up falling in love with this random woman, and she convinces the king, hey, you should go fight our neighboring kingdom, because we should have their land instead, or something like that. I don't know. The king was like,
Yeah, you're right. We've been living in peace and harmony for years. Let's just go randomly start a war.
that makes sense. Anything for you, honey. I will do it just for you.
Shame!
So the king leaves, and he never comes back. I'm sure a lot of you can relate right now.
You have a dad, that's cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
What's
you.
that like?
Then the evil queen proceeds to employ the farmers as guards now, so they can take the food and wealth of their fellow citizens, who are somehow growing food without farmers because they're guards now. I don't know, shut the fuck up, it makes sense.
Just let me die!
Snow White's character up to this point is the nice lady. Not much else beyond that. One day, she catches a bandit breaking into the queen's kitchen to steal potatoes. And if you're wondering why he didn't just steal them off a cart, or a wagon, or a farmer's field instead of breaking into a literal fucking castle, you hate women.
She's a female, and all females is poison.
And the queen tells her guards to tie him up to the gate to freeze to death in the not freezing weather. But she says to strip him of his garments, and he stays clothed. And he's just tied out in front of the gate, not even behind the gate, right? Like you would think he would be. No, he was on the outside of the fence, on where the drawbridge is literally lowered. So if someone decided to randomly untie the rope, then technically he could just run away. Shut up, it makes sense! It's Disney, guys! Jingle, jingle, jingle!
Jingle, jingle, pay attention.
It's Disney! Jingle, jingle, jingle!
Pay attention, I said your favorite word.
Worcestershire sauce.
Snow White is like, oh my god, that is like so overkill, he was just stealing potatoes. So because Snow White didn't agree with the evil queen, she decides to untie the bandit. And the bandit just runs away. There's no guards running after him, nothing. Now, we all know that at this point the queen likes to talk to the mirror, and suddenly she discovers that Snow White is now the fairest of them all.
You've asked this before. Maybe go take a nap. Snow White is the fairest, my queen. No cap.
You see, in the original movie, the queen is portrayed as an aging ugly hag and gets dethroned in beauty. But in this film, because, you know, that's not allowed. It's damn near heresy!
Heresy!
So, I don't know how the queen was ever considered the fairest of them all when she is always portrayed as a manipulative, sorceress, gold digger. And honestly, she's portrayed as somebody whose fucking armpits smell, bro.
It's like, bitch, do you bathe?
You stink. Take a bath.
So how was she the fairest? I don't know. Like the first time she set up her mirror and asked it who the fairest of them all is, it should have said anyone else. It could have been anybody except for her. Because if you're judging it based off just personality, who's the fairest of them all, it would be anybody but the queen. But I digress. I guess the mirror had an update and just now noticed that Snow White wasn't completely made of pure evilness and wasn't selfish or a bitch, even though that's exactly what she is.
I will elbow everyone out of the way.
So, of course, the evil queen loses her shit. She's like, no! No, it is more fair than me! Whatever, she decides to get her huntsman to take Snow White out into the woods, kill her, put her heart in the box, and then blah blah blah, you know the rest. She ends up going to the forest, but the huntsman didn't kill a pig and put a pig's heart in the box. He just ended up putting an apple in the box. Like, he didn't even try to pretend that he murdered her.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Apple. And he just expected the queen to never open up this box. Like, it was so fucking weird. But, you know, Snow White, she runs away. She runs away, la-di-da-di-da. And she goes through the evil forest, and then she sees all these animals, and the animals are like, ah. She's so pretty, even though she has a fucking glistening forehead.
What the hell is even that?
It's free real estate.
They look like moths going to a flame. She decides to follow the animals to a cottage where she will see the dwarves. When she gets to the dwarves' house, she doesn't look around. She in fact just is like, huh, this is a nice house. I like it. I like Picasso. I am gonna stay here.
Bizarrely, laws favor the squatter.
She goes upstairs and she lays her bum ass onto the fucking beds and she goes to sleep. She goes to sleep. Without a care in the world. Not caring whose house it is, not caring if she could get murdered or anything else. She's just like, you know what, bruh, I'm tired. It's been a stressful day, and she knocks the fuck out.
What are you doing, step demon?
Then we're introduced to the dwarves. And the dwarves are creepy and uncanny. They genuinely look so fucking disturbing.
Don't look at what's in front of you.
They are CGI, so it was very unnerving and very unsettling.
Seems like nowadays you can protest about just about anything. Well, why don't I begin a protest about the fact that Disney decided to use CGI dwarf?
And for some reason, the dwarves also have magical powers that are never referenced again either. I'm starting to see a theme that there are magical powers with no fucking explanation. They just have their hands glow. They're like, all the rocks will glow, and all the gems end up glowing and be like, wow, wow, wow. And that's it. They just shine and sparkle and look like lights.
How was that useful at all?
But the dwarves come, they meet her. Also, I'm mad that they locked up my boy Dopey into the fucking room alone with her. Like, he was so scared of her. And like, honestly, if I saw Rachel Zegler in my bed, I would be fucking shitting bricks too.
I also heard everybody like screaming and I got really excited.
What are you? Who are you?
I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Get the fuck out of my bed, you who cut your hair? I just want to preface that the stylist for this movie really hated Rachel Zegler because they fucking did her dirty.
Why do you look like that?
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it!
Anyways, let's get back to the movie. So yeah, the dwarves meet her, and for some reason, they're just like, wow, this girl is so cool. And mind you, at the beginning of the story, the narrator said that when the evil queen showed up, that nobody remembered Snow White existing. But for some reason, when Snow White wakes up and sees the dwarves and screams, and she tries to run out of the house, all the dwarves are like, oh my god, it's Snow White! It's the princess! Bro, what? Anyways, so they're in awe of her. You know, they're like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. Basically, now she has a bunch of simps in the palm of her hand.
We got your back, White. You say the word, and we'll blast that bitch to kingdom come.
They end up becoming friends, and she forces them to clean, but she won't clean their house herself, even though she was staying there for free, and they were hiding her.
What would you say you do here?
You know what? I'm fucking tired of you dwarves. I'm gonna go be with the bandits now. She ends up, like, in 3 minutes, finding them. She was randomly walking in the woods and she was like, whoa, oh my god, you guys are here? What's up?
This is why you don't want the ability to teleport.
And the Potato Bandit from earlier and his friends are there, and honestly, their whole squad looked like a bunch of theater kids.
Having pink and blue hair is my personality.
The Potato Bandit and Snow White throw shots at each other, where the Potato Bandit has basically said that she's a privileged princess.
Folks, where's the lie?
Until, conveniently, 5 minutes later, the Queen's Guard ends up finding them and being like, give us Snow White! The bandits are like, look, even though we just met, we will risk our lives for you and fight against the Queen's Knights. Because that makes so much sense.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
The Potato Bandit jumps in front of Snow White when she almost got hit by an arrow.
How could you miss?
And he gets penetrated. And not in a good way.
Why are you like this?
They take him to the dwarves. She's like, Doc, you're a doc, so fix him. And he's like, actually, I'm not that type of doctor. I am a doctor in the sense of I know a lot about rocks. Bitch, I don't care. Fix him. So he was like, I mean, okay, I guess.
I am a surgeon!
And then there was this whole party in honor of Snow White and the bandits becoming friends with the dwarves. And then for no reason, the evil queen decides, you know what, I'm tired of my knights going out and looking for this girl. I'm just gonna do it myself. I'm gonna go get her.
Why?
And so, of course, the bandits are telling Snow White, you stay here with the dwarves. We will go find your father. Even though the father had been gone for fucking years, for some reason, everybody decided to believe and think that the father was still out there and still alive and well. Because that makes sense. It's not like nobody has seen him for years. So the bandits decide to go on a journey. And I have to say, these are the worst fucking bandits who ever exist. Especially the leader, Potato Bandit. Potato Bandit ends up getting caught within 2 minutes. Quite literally 2 minutes of walking into the woods by stepping into a trap. And then the royal guard end up picking him. And he ends up seeing the queen. And the queen's like, you know what, bitch? I got this. I got this. You know what? Where did you find him? I'm gonna go track this bitch down myself. And I will give her a poison apple because that makes sense. Girl boss, yes queen, slay. And they lock Potato Bandit in a dungeon with the huntsman. And then, Snow White, she's just like chilling, being a girl boss at home. Then the evil queen, she shows up in her disguise and she's just like, hey yo, did you know that your Potato Bandit lover boy got captured? Yeah, the evil queen captured him. Look it, I have your necklace to prove it. See, this validates everything about me. And even though I look evil as fuck, like, yeah, you should like go save him.
That sounds great on its surface, but there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it.
And Snow White's like, yeah, you're right, I should go save him. And she's about to run out into the forest. She's literally out the door. And then the evil queen is like, actually, can you wait? Before you go, like, can you take a bite of this apple? And Snow White's like, why would I fucking take a bite of this apple? Why would I do that? And she's like, oh, well, you know, I know you and your family used to pick apples and give it to the villagers. So I just feel like it would be kind of like a good luck charm. Give you lots of nutrition before your trip to save your man. Snow White's like, you're right. Before I could be a girl boss and fucking win and dominate at everything I do, I should probably get my nutrition. And so she takes the apple and she bites it, and then she realizes, oh my god, you're the evil queen, I'm dying.
Oh no. Anyway.
Potato Bandit boy is like, oh my god, I need to go save my woman. And he keeps tugging at the metal chain, and the huntsman's like, bro, that's not gonna work. Like, you can tug at that chain all you want, but it's not gonna work. He's like, but you don't understand. Snow White was willing to fight, even though she had a chance to run away. He proceeds to say that he wants to fight for her. And the huntsman is like, you know what, dog, that was like really inspirational. Let me help you out there. The power of friendship, the power of teamwork. Friendship is magic.
And magic is heresy.
Let's pull the chain together. And they did, and it worked. Because Disney. So the guy, Potato Bandit boy, he runs away and he goes and he, within like 3 minutes, he finds exactly where Snow White is, even though they're not at the dwarf's house anymore. And in some random ass setting, he's like, oh my god, my woman. She's dead. Let me kiss her. Because I love her. A goodbye kiss. Mwah. And she wakes up and he just stares at her like, oh my god, you're alive. And she grabs him by the face and she kisses him because she's a girl boss and she needs to assert her dominance. She's like, oh bitch, you kiss me first? Well, guess what? I'll kiss you back harder. I'm gonna kiss you first harder. And so they kiss. And then she's like, okay, I'm done making out with you. I have things to do. I have places to be, bitches to fuck. I'm a girl boss, baby.
These are girl bosses. They are gatekeeping. They are slay queening. They are doing this in the name of Allah.
I don't think it comes as a surprise to many of us Muslims that children's films aren't really made for children anymore.
He ends up doing this whole monologue of how she's going to take back her kingdom. And, oh my god, you know what? I think the evil queen killed my dad. Your dad's been dead. Like, what ever made you think that your dad was alive? Like, there was no implication whatsoever to think the dad was somehow still alive. And so she's like, I need to fight for my kingdom. I need to make a statement to the villagers so they know I'm Snow White. And Snow White is back, bitch. Well, guess what? She ends up pulling up to the town, like the Little Red Riding Hood, and she walks in, and all of a sudden, even though nobody remembered she even existed, they were just like, oh my god, that's like the princess. We should follow her. And they do. They follow her. And she goes up to the castle, and the evil queen is like, hey, yo. Stab me if you want this kingdom.
Why?
Snow White's like, no, because I'm better than you. I'm not gonna stab you.
Oh, come on!
And the evil queen's like, GG, bruh. Then I fucking win. Guards, lock this bitch up.
This woman was literally arrested because she looked ugly.
And the guards grab her, but then Snow White, she's like, no. No, Royal Guard. You're better than this. Trust me, do you remember you were a farmer? You were a farmer once. You had a good heart. What have you become? You're better than this. Do you think your family would be proud of you right now?
Why are you talking like that?
Why are you talking like that?
And they're like, oh my god. You're so right. You're absolutely right. And they let her go.
It's infuriating.
Why?
Because I deserve something today.
And then the evil queen runs away to the mirror, asking who's the fairest of them all. And the mirror says, oh, it's you know, sometimes beauty is on the outside, but sometimes it's from within. So it's Snow White, bitch. And the evil queen gets mad and breaks the mirror. And then the mirror eats her.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And turns her into black dust. And then Snow White, I think, marries the bandit potato boy. And everybody's happy. What the fuck? Let's start with things I liked, okay? The things I enjoyed about the movie, which was really limited. We had very limited material. All the pretty, like, CGI of, like, the animals CGI, perfect, immaculate. It fucking better be. The cottage looked really pretty. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the cottage a lot, but that's because I'm a pixie and I live in a fucking cottage, as you can tell. I liked the cottage. The singing wasn't bad. The songs were bad, but the singing wasn't bad.
This is our kingdom.
I'll allow it.
It's a shame she had that fucking Lord Farquaad looking ass haircut, you know? The little girl that played Snow White, she was cute. I feel bad that she was part of this movie. She was a good little actress. She did her best, and I'm actually really proud of her. What else did I like? Did I like anything else? I don't think so. Gal Gadot is a terrible actress. That was TikTok acting. There were so many times where I was like, what the fuck is she doing? At one point, Doc ends up saying something that sounds like it's a direct quote from Twitter because of how fucking weird it was. Like, just the terminology in itself ruined the flow of the movie. It was so unbearably noticeable. This is him describing why bandits are the bandits, right? He says,
they are actually a band of erstwhile actors whose sustenance was made unstable by the Queen's greedy economic policy, which forced them into a liminal space where ethics and motive are ill-defined.
You're both equally mercurial, overly sensitive, clingy, hysterical bird brain homunculi.
What the fuck? And then when you compare it to the original, Snow White, when she goes to the house for the dwarves, she examines the beds, and she's like, oh, there must be little children that live here because the beds are so small. Oh wow, what are these names on the beds? That must be the children's names. Okay. And when the dwarves do show up, they show up as a team, not individually, and they don't bully each other. They show up as a family, and they're like, who is this person? And then they see her, and they think she's beautiful, and she wakes up, and she's like, oh, like, yes, I cleaned up your house for you. I knew that I was gonna stay here, and I didn't want to be a bother, so I decided to clean up the house. I'm so sorry, but thank you for your generosity of letting me stay here for a little bit and rest my head. I appreciate you.
Gosh.
Let me see, let me guess your names. I think you're grumpy because you seem really grumpy. And you must be sneezy because you're so sneezing. Like, that was cute. This Snow White is not perceptive at all. In fact, she's, like I said, a raging fucking bitch. Of course she's not gonna take the time to look around and see, oh, whose house is this? She just takes it as her own. And of course, in this adaptation, the dwarves all bully each other because that's what men do. They bully each other. It was really weird and honestly really gross. You sit here and you think, what made Snow White so appealing as a princess? To be frank, it's because she was dainty, soft, feminine, and kind. Her beauty was unparalleled, but she also had a thoughtful, kind soul. However, in modern society, being kind and soft means that you have no strength. At least that's what Disney wants you to believe. And you could tell because they turned a soft princess into a headstrong, stubborn, annoying bitch. I find it strange that people see sweetness as weakness, especially because it takes so much more strength and emotional awareness to be kind even to those who hurt you. Hollywood and Disney want to make it seem like you're not allowed to be feminine anymore. Being feminine is a good thing. It should be treasured, in fact. It's okay to be feminine. I think that's all I got. I think that's all I got in my canon. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Bye! I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I have cotton candy. That was the only thing that was fueling that video yesterday. Because there were so many times and moments where I wanted to slam my head against the wall. Because I was like, this is the worst way to ruin my fucking night. Is just talk about this fucking movie. And I had my cotton candy on the side and I was like, bro, I fucking need this.